We've got this little playroom with a little loft. Problem is, there's no way up into it. So we're going to attempt to build a ladder that will get us up in there. Hi.
Hi.
So I'm going to attempt to build this whole ladder out of some leftover materials from finishing the basement. Got some leftover casing for the door jambs. And then this is a closet rod that was left over. These are about $10 at Home Depot for however long that is. An 8-footer. You got a little hole saw that's 1 1/4 inch. Hacksaw to cut up the metal. I was going to make the ladders out of wooden dowels, but decided this would probably be a little more durable. Wouldn't have to be repainted. And then I got some finishing nails, 1.5 inch and some inch. Screws. A little drawing of what the ladder is going to look like. So like any good drawing, the finished product probably will look nothing like this. But was able to figure out the angle so I can cut the bottom and the top so that they'll hit the floor at the right angle. So I've got my boards cut. What I'm going to attempt to do is a free floating frame. So I'm going to put together this outer frame but leave these 2 inner boards off. That way I can drill the holes in them, insert the rungs, and then set that inside this outer frame and then nail it all together. Whenever I cut things with a hacksaw, the blade always tends to skip off and scratch up the metal. So using a little painter's tape lets you also mark on it a little easier, but it will protect the metal in case the blade slips off. Usually won't scratch it up. Now that I got the pieces of the ladder rungs cut, I'm starting to put the holes in the molding. Because this wood has an unfinished side to it, since it's a door trim, that's why we're doing this double ladder approach, so that you'll have a finished side on both sides. It also should increase the strength, I think, of these rungs quite a bit. So essentially they'll go together like this, and then this whole ladder piece, once they're all assembled, will be set in there and then glued and nailed together. The problem with a hole saw is whenever you're drilling it, you'll end up getting these little plugs jammed down into the hole saw, and then you got to take time to pick them out. So an easy way to not get them stuck in there is to drill most of the way through on one side. Just flip it over. And then when you finish cutting through that little bit, it's not jammed down in there, so you can just pull it out. So the rungs are all in, they fit perfectly in that 1 1/4 inch hole. Boards are all glued up. Now I'm just going to stick them together and put some nails through it. Maybe even a few screws. Got it all put together. Got a little of the stain and some varnish that was used on the trim, just to touch up some of these areas that are going to be visible when the boards were cut. And this last piece that will go in these 2 holes, it's going to stick out to the side. I don't know the exact size yet. And it will rest in these. That will hold it in place, and then it can be lifted off and moved if it needed to be, but it should secure the ladder where it needs to be. So it's all done, everything worked out good, nice and secure, and functional. Say hi.
Hi.
Do you love your new ladder?
Yeah.
Is it fun?
It's going to up, trying to look like it. sweet sign go down, down, down. It's a